Alright, today I'm going to give a speech on how to take care of an English Bulldog and the health problems that they go through. These dogs are very funny and unique dogs. They have very interesting personality. There was a study done that says that they had the most interesting personality out of any other kind of dog. And so the next thing is I'm going to talk about their health risks. And personally, I've grown up with English Bulldogs my whole life. Currently, we have 3 of them, and they all have their own personality, their own health problems, and we take care of all of them differently. So I'm going to start, the first thing I'm going to address is their eye problems that they go through. So a lot of the times when they get older, they tend to not be able to see very well. One of mine, when we hold the food bowl up, he cowers away and thinks that we're going to hit him with it because he can't see very well because his eyes are going bad. And the other thing that happens to them a lot of times is they get what's called cherry eye, which part of their tear duct in their eye comes out and it blocks half of the vision on one of their eyes. It can happen on either eye, but we've had one dog get it and he had surgery to fix it, and then we got another dog and he had the same thing happen to him. But so they can either take it out completely during surgery, or they can just try and push it back in and hope that it stays in. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the obvious problem, is the breathing problems that they have. So they say that it's really hard for Bulldogs to breathe because their windpipe is so small and they struggle to get oxygen in. They say it's basically like for us trying to breathe out of a straw, or when we come out from underwater, that's how they breathe all the time. So imagine how hard that would be as a person. So they can suffocate themselves really fast. We have one of my dogs, he struggles to breathe really bad, and you put this into consideration when you go. We can't take them on a long walk or anything like that like a normal dog, because they'll struggle to breathe, but they're so determined to keep going that they'll keep going until something happens to them. They struggle to breathe, and something as simple as going on a ride in the car, you have to make sure the air is all the way up and it's super cold, or they'll struggle the entire time. Another thing is these Bulldogs require lots and lots of water. If we have one water bowl and they'll wait until 1 minute and then they'll drink and drink and drink like crazy, and they'll make a mess everywhere and it'll be all over the floor, but you have to constantly keep refilling it, and they're known for being pretty messy, and they're definitely messy when they go and get a drink. The next thing I'm going to talk about is their skin problems and also the problems with their wrinkles on their face. So the skin problems that they can have a bunch of different things. They can have really dry skin where they have spots of dandruff, so you have to make sure that you're bathing them in shampoo that helps with that. They could have really oily skin, and they could even have what's called seasonal alopecia, which is where the hair will just fall off on certain spots of their body. And one of my dogs has this. He has just a random spot where he's missing his hair, and it doesn't bother him at all, but it's something that happens to him, and it might not happen to other dogs. Another thing with their skin is in their face. You have to constantly clean their face, because their face, it has all the different folds in there, and they can get really dirty really fast. It seems like we're always cleaning their face, but you have to be really careful when you do this, and make sure you're super gentle, or you'll make their face bleed, and it's just a mess from there, because they'll try and get it out and make it worse. You have to make sure, like I said, to clean it good, or it'll cause an infection. They could have an infection in their face and their ears. You just basically have to make sure that you're cleaning them all the time to prevent any kind of health problem or concern that could arise from not cleaning their face. So to wrap this all up, I'd say that bulldogs are really unique and interesting dogs that I would encourage anyone to get, and I'd like to get in the future because of how interesting their personality is and how they're just all around loyal dogs. But they certainly do have their own share of health risks that they go through, and as long as you know how to take care of them and provide all these for them, then I think anyone who could get a bulldog should do so. That's it.